Nostalgia. A wistful or excessively sentimental yearning for return to or of something past period or irrecoverable condition. Something that evokes nostalgia. Video games. Hey everybody, welcome to a new sort of series of me just sitting down, having a chat with you guys. It's going to be quite a long ramble video about different topics each time. I've already got two planned, this one and the next one's going to come out soon, and I just hope you guys enjoy this. So as you can tell by the intro, the title is called Nostalgia, and then in today's episode we're going to be talking about video games. So these sort of videos are going to be going through what I've sort of been used to growing up and what really gave me that sort of nostalgic feeling, and sort of running through, like I said, the different topics. So in today's episode will be video games. I'll be running through all the video games that I played as like a kid, really enjoyed, and just really give me that nostalgic feeling of just the ones that I remember playing like a lot and the ones that I really enjoyed. And if I have missed anything off, I might have to add it on at the end. But I've got a good sort of selection already. Apologies for the vehicles running past. It's really warm in my room at the minute. Like in the UK, it's not particularly sunny, but it's really muggy and a bit sort of humid. And if you can't already tell, I've not long woken up, so if my hair's greasy and horrible, I apologise. But I've got to get these done because I've got a lot to do today, including like get ready to go to holiday tomorrow. Anyway, so starting things off, we have, what should we start with? I've got the Wikipedia pages up open here just so I can give factual information in case I've forgotten any bits. We'll start with the FIFAs because I haven't got them. So I remember playing FIFA 97 on PlayStation 1 when I had a PlayStation 1 as a kid. Obviously I didn't, it had already been out a few years, but I had it on PlayStation 1, I think, as far as I remember. And then like FIFA 99, and I just remember those games being quite revolutionary in terms of video games, because it had like its own little engine, and you know, you're able to control multiple players, swap players. There was not many games out there that did that at the time, and it just, yeah, it's really like, well, comparing it to now, you've really seen it develop and get much better. And I just remember playing it as a kid, all the way up until FIFA 06. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, FIFA 06 was the first one that had be a pro, where you had like your own pro season, and I must have played that till it was death. Like, that for me was revolutionary. I remember creating a character, spending so long creating, it might have been FIFA 09, I could be wrong, I can't remember, but whichever one. Let me get this up. Okay, so it didn't, but what it did have, there we go, that's why I remember FIFA 06 so vividly, is it had FIFA Lounge. Now that was a new introduction to the game where you sat down with your friends, a little bit like what they've tried to do in FIFA 19 with these like weird game modes for offline or kickoff. But you'd sit down, you and your mates, and start like a mini competition, and you'd all pick a team. Now I was obviously Chelsea quite a lot, but you had many different game modes, like winner stays on, so the winner of the previous game stayed on and faced new challengers. You'd have the winner versus the highest ranked, so the winner of the previous game plays the highest ranked in sort of like the rankings of how they've gone, and then the winner versus the lowest ranked. And then you had rematch. It was just a rematch between two players. Rematch switch, a rematch between the two players that just played the home team and the away team switched teams, best versus worst, and then catch up. Players can set handicap score on one player, and then disadvantaged player must attempt to catch up to the handicap player before the game ends. That was pretty obvious. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I think it must have been FIFA 09 that had. Yes, that was it, FIFA 09. I'm pretty sure when it says be a pro. Anyway, I don't know when it was, but I think it's 09 that I played the most on Be a Pro anyway. But I used to love that. I created my player, signed for a really bad team, and you just work your way up. And I think at that point you were able to set skill level, so you'd improve your shooting, and you'd have like skill points, and you'd improve what you wanted to. And obviously you did, as an attacker, you did like shooting, dribbling, and pace mainly. But it was such sort of like a revolutionary game mode for me, because I'd played a lot of career mode. Obviously, this was before the Ultimate Team days, so you just basically have your career, and that had been good for a couple of years. But as soon as you were able to take your own player and progress through the rankings, I thought that was amazing. So that moves on to FIFA 12, in which hang on a second. Yeah, so what about FIFA 11? Obviously in FIFA 9, 10 and 11 you could buy Ultimate Team, as far as I'm aware, that's what it's saying here. I can never remember it on FIFA 09 and 10 though. New features, blah 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 blah, career mode, street football. Oh, that was on the way. Let's go to FIFA 12. I'm just trying to make myself factually correct. Why am I not seeing FIFA 13? It might be FIFA 13 that first had Ultimate Team. Why am I thinking FIFA 12? It doesn't say it on FIFA 12. I'm sure they all had it, surely. But it doesn't say it on the Wikipedia page. Apologies for the noise in the background as well. I'm so confused. Anyway, whichever the first FIFA that had Ultimate Team for free was, I can't remember. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that has to this day revolutionised sort of FIFA in a way. It's one of the most played game modes, along with probably pro clubs and career mode. And it's just advanced and got so much better throughout the years. Obviously now they need to actually work on improving gameplay, but that's a whole other feature in itself. But with all this taken into consideration, I'm looking forward to FIFA 20. It could be the same as it's been for the past 2 or 3 years, where I buy it, starts off really good, and then I just realise it's shit. But I think that in terms of replayability, it might be a bit better because they're focusing on game modes that we liked, and game modes that, you know, cater to the arcadey style, like FIFA Street, which they've added back, called whatever it's called, Vento, or whatever they've called it this year. Anyway, that's the FIFAs out of the way. They're the more boring ones I want to talk about. Let's segue into FIFA Street itself. So in 2005, EA Sports, big, released FIFA Street. And now, this for me, as a kid, hit that spot of, oh my god, this is literally me and my mates playing football. I could either play against my mate one-on-one, which was huge back then, just playing street football. Like, I'm used to playing street football. I used to play in the courts. I used to play on a park, and it was just so fun. Just to sit back and chill out, do some skill moves, get up to your game breaker, score a banging goal, and play with the legends of the game, but in an environment that I understood and knew well. It was so good. You played 4-on-4. I don't know if it's got a list of the music. It doesn't, so I might have to. Oh god, go back. I might have to try and find the list of the music, because the soundtrack to this was bloody amazing. In terms of FIFA games, we always think of like 12, 13 and 14 being like the pinnacle of FIFA soundtracks, but everyone sort of forgets the FIFA Street one. Like, people don't forget, they just sort of miss out the FIFA Street soundtrack because it's not technically a FIFA game. Well, it's a FIFA game, but it's not like in line of the FIFA 99 to all the way to like FIFA 19 now. It's not within that sort of linear level, it's sort of off. But Ronaldinho is in it, you got lots of Ronaldo in it, and like R9 Ronaldo. Kaká was in it, who else? I'm pretty sure Ibra was in it at some point. But yeah, huge game. Well, it might have been in 2 or 3, I can't remember. But the game itself was just too good. And I'm so glad they're sort of bringing that level back in FIFA 20. The songs I remember was called, obviously I had the likes of Stand Up Tall by Dizzy Rascal, and then you had this, was it Max? Yeah, you had Happy by, I want to say it's Max Seckley. Yep, Max Seckley. Happy. It's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Oh, it's the Fatboy Slim remix though. Okay. Anyway, so that's that sort of looked at in terms of FIFA as a whole. Now we're going to go through all the different games. What comes up first? Okay, so we have Ty, the Tasmanian Tiger. Now, I've actually done a Let's Play of this on my channel. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. This game, this and one other, I'd say for the PlayStation or Xbox, whichever one. I had this on PlayStation 2. I did have it on Xbox, like the original Xbox. I can't remember. I had it on one of the. I think I had it on PlayStation 2. To be fair, I can't remember seeing it in Xbox case. So, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, you play as Ty. It was developed by Chrome Studios and EA Games for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Microsoft Windows. It is actually on Steam, and it's one of the games I want to go back and play again, because the replayability of this game is just ridiculous, as well as a few others in here. So, you play as Ty, who is the last of the Tasmanian Tigers, as far as you're aware, and you have to go around collecting mystical artifacts known as the Thunder Eggs in order to battle the Talisman Machine. It is Australian, and I think that's what really makes it better, because you play as this Australian little thing. There's crocodiles everywhere, they just all have Australian accent. It's like crikey, it's amazing. Anyway, this teleportation device will locate the 5 mystical talismans in which you can bring your family back. It takes place in rainbow cliffs, in which you can then go into like lots of different zones. And this, like in each level, there's like a checklist of things that you need to get done, such as getting the bilbies, collecting the thunder eggs, not thunder eggs, boomerangs, and each new boomerang does something different. So you've got one that's got the zoomerang where you can zoom in. You've got the flamerang. I don't think it's got the ice ring. What? Right, what? Oh, I've just seen it says Tasmanian Tiger 4 on here. I did play 2. I never played 3 because I wasn't a big fan of 2 and 3 because you were driving around and it didn't have that sort of arcadey feel that this did. And I've just seen that it says 4, and it's not. It's like a platformer rather than a open world game. Anyway, you have to defeat the boss after each 3 levels, and then you like move on to a new zone, or you unlock a new zone where you can go to 3 different levels. And I always remember lots of different characters from it. You've obviously got Ty, you've got the Bilbies, you've got the Kossawari, who are like, who plots to be the dictator. He's like the bad guy. His name's Boss Cass. I'm trying to go through all the names. You've got Shazza, the female dingo. He loves her. Ty does. He's the female dingo. Who Ty really likes. Helping Ty is Maury. So Maury is a sulphur-crested cockatoo. And he's like, Ty mate, you need to go do this. I need to help you. And he has like a proper Australian accent. You've got Julius the koala, who's yes, well, we've got. He sounds a bit like Boris Johnson if he was Australian, and he helps him and he builds the boomerangs for him. And you've got Ken, a park ranger, who we see in what's it called? Walk in the Park, and maybe one other one. But the first 3 levels, if you haven't got this game, I really suggest you go and play it because it's on Steam. You can go and download it now, and this will give you literally like 12-13 hours of just pure joy. Anyway, so you've got to go and collect all these things and try and bring your family back in the end whilst defeating Boss Cass. So yeah, that's one for you. Next we have, I'm just doing it in the order that as I click off a page Wikipedia brings up. So we have World of Warcraft. Now, if you saw my stream yesterday, you'll know that I've been playing it for quite some time. I really enjoy this. It is the most popular MMORPG of nearly 10 million players, and that was in 2009. And God, does it ever... Oh. So, it had 100 million by 2014, and then by 2017 the game had grossed over 9.23 billion in revenue, making it one of the highest grossing video game franchises of all time. Now this, I remember playing vanilla. In fact, I don't remember playing it vanilla, if I'm being totally honest. I played it literally a week before Burning Crusade was due to come out. My stepdad played this a lot when I was a kid, and he'd let me and my brother have a character on his account, so we can sit and play it. And we had like our own account in the end and whatnot. But he says he sort of talked us through how to play it and what we had to do, and I instantly fell in love. This was probably the only MMORPG that I've really gotten into over the years. And it's just, it is a subscription-based one. And for those of you that, because obviously there's a lot of them out there at the minute that aren't, there's a few free-to-play ones that are okay, not brilliant. But there's a reason why this one's the best out there, and there's a reason why you have to pay for this one. It's just worlds above everything else. But I've played through all the expansions, Wrath of the Lich King, Warlord's Draenor, Cataclysm that was in between that. I'm trying to think. And then obviously Burning Legion came out. And then, what is it now? It's Battle for... What is it? Let's go down to expansions. Warlord's Draenor, Legion in 2016, Battle for Azeroth. Of course it is, why am I being an idiot? That was in 2018. So they release a new expansion every 2 years. So hopefully next year we'll get something that's pretty cool. But this summer, obviously we've gone through all of those. We've leveled up from level, I think it was 50 originally, up to 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and Oh yeah, I've missed that Mist of Pandaria. That for me was an in-between sort of expansion. I really liked Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, obviously, because it opened a whole new world of storyline and gameplay. Cataclysm was good, I liked that because that introduced Worgens and Goblins. Mists of Pandaria introduced Pandas, which went for either side. And then from that it sort of, I don't know, the expansions haven't been too brilliant. Warlords of Draenor was probably the worst one in my opinion. I didn't feel like much happened. Legion was very good. I must admit it did bring it back to that sort of opening new storylines, and I sort of understood what was going on. And then Battle for Azeroth, I haven't really played through it too much in all honesty, so I think I need to hop on before Vanilla WoW comes back in summer. So I think it said it was announced for August. Yeah, it will be released in August 2019. They're bringing back Vanilla WoW, which is just because obviously as the game's developed, it's set things a bit differently. It's tweaked a few things, nerfed a few different things, got rid of certain spells, added some in. Vanilla WoW takes it back to that original release, where there are glitches, there are bugs, and everything's just back to how it should be. Certain classes can only wield certain things and everything. And I just think that's really, really, really good. And I can't wait to play that, because then that will give me the nostalgic feel. Next, we have Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. Now, I don't know how much I can say about this, but in 2000, I had this on PlayStation 1, and this game was so good. Like, you could play as all your favourite Disney characters. You had Chip and Dale. Oh no. Stupid people. I hate having to have my window open. But anyway, I'm hoping that I can get a list of all the playable characters in this in a second. So it says, in 2000 go-kart racing game based on attractions at Walt Disney Resort. So this is all based on different attractions. Players compete in races on tracks inspired by attractions such as the Haunted Mansion. That to me was my favourite level, because like in each level there was one or two secret sort of shortcuts, and most of them were pretty obvious because it was such a kid's game, but one of them was in a wall, and it looked like just a wall. And then I remember one day I was doing that thing on a racing game, do you know, when you like go around a corner but you hug the wall, so it like makes you go around the corner quicker. And the next thing, I'd played this so much and didn't realise this was even a thing, and I went through the wall, and it was like a whole separate track, and it puts you like way in the lead. And so I found that, and I was like, it's like, what? How old? I'd have been 5 or 6 when I played this. I was like, that's amazing. But yeah, so you play Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean. Can't really remember that one. Space Mountain, and then Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I remember that one quite a bit because I think that was one of the obvious ones. I think it was one of the first ones you play. To acquire missing parts for the park's fireworks machine, which was accidentally destroyed by Chip and Dale while they were gathering acorns. It was... Oh my god, I know what I've missed off. I'm adding that to the end, obviously. Anyway, I'm gonna forget about my favourite. Okay, so the soundtrack includes authentic Disney music from the attractions, with the exception of Space Mountain, which features music from the Disneyland version, and a Rock and Roller Coaster, which I've actually been on, which does not feature the Aerosmith soundtrack. Oh, not the Aerosmith, but feature Aerosmith on the soundtrack, as the actual attraction does. It was really, really, really good. I really enjoyed playing this. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, there's also Blizzard Beach, Dinosaur, Rock and Roller Coaster, as we've said, Jungle Cruise, Tomorrowland Speedway. I remember that one. Space Mountain, Pirates of the Caribbean, Twin Parts, the complete storyline. Oh, if you complete the storyline, you also unlock Splash Mountain. However, on tracks inspired by Test Track Typhoon Lagoon and Disney Studios Florida, series of these within 4 minutes in order to complete the events. I remember quite a lot of this. Wait. It says, with the exceptions of Chip, Dale and Jiminy Cricket, the game's playable characters are original characters made for the game. So, hang on. Walt Disney's Magical Tour character list. Let's see if I can find it. 13 races, including Bruno, Biggs, Amanda's. But what? I didn't realise. I genuinely thought. There's no photos of them though. That's annoying. Oh yeah, there is. No, there isn't. There are some screenshots I might have to grab. Oh, I see what they've done. I remember it now because you had Jiminy Cricket, obviously Tiara Damage. So they were all based on other sort of characters. So you had one that looked like Donald Duck or Scrooge McDuck called Baron Carlock. They all sort of looked like, you had like little mouses. Oh yeah, you had one that looked a bit like Goofy, but fatter. So yeah, of course they weren't actual Disney characters, other than Chip, Dale and Jiminy Cricket. And I love Jiminy Cricket. I think I played with him most. But I always thought that they had like Disney. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, this is how far back we're going for this. But yeah, this game, I played this so much and I loved it. And this along with the original Need for Speed really grew my love for racing games. Moving on, we have, I'll go with Torque Evolution. Now this game was, I think I only played it around my cousin's house, and then I had to go and get it. I went round his house and he had this, and I was like, what the bloody hell's this? And he's like, oh, it's this new game I bought for my original Xbox. And I was like, alright. Played it, and it was such an odd game, I never really understood it. I never understood the storyline, I still don't, to be fair. But you play as this seer called Tolkien. I've never, like I said, I'm reading the plot. Explaining the history of the Lost Lands, which had for years been fought over by tyrannic warlords. Basically, these warlords were actually dinosaurs that could walk. They walked and they had guns and shit. I'm gonna have to put screenshots to help you guys, because otherwise you won't understand. But if you played this, then you'd understand. But there was another one that came out in 2008 just called Torque. Didn't really like it. It was a bit too advanced and a bit too, there's certain games where the authenticity of it being made in 2002 and the graphics for 2002 make it as good as it was, and make it, that's why it's such a good game to me, because I preferred it back then, and it was so good back then compared to what everything else had been doing. Anyway, so you played through each of the missions, and each of the missions you were somewhere else. There was one like a spaceship. There was one it gets a bit like that. Plenty of them out in the woodlands. There was different dinosaurs you had to kill, big T-Rexes that were owned by warlords that would walk around on them, and it was all just a bit strange. But you only had like a bow and arrow. In fact, no, you had a bow and arrow, and you had like poisonous arrows, you had explosive arrows, normal arrows. Then you had like different machine guns and mini guns and everything. It was so good. In the end, you defeat this big thing called Slag. He finds Bruckner aboard a Tyrannosaurus Rex equipped with weapons. It was this Tyrannosaurus Rex that just had like machine guns on it. It was fucking brilliant. The last mission was. But anyway, it was called the Suspended City. It was this. Alright, yeah. So the spaceship thing that was on about, it was just a city in the air. But there was one mission that I hated with a passion, and that's where you had to fly a pterodactyl, and you had to go like as soon as you crash into anything, it dies. So you had to avoid all these things and go down and up, and it was honestly, and this was one of the first flying games I played where the controls were reversed. So you push up to go down, and you push down to go up. Left and right was the same, but as a kid that fucked with my head, and I couldn't quite get over it. And I had to get help on many occasions to complete that level, because saving games on PlayStation and Xbox used to be such a ball ache because you had to have like memory cards and shit. But it did have a multiplayer, and I think that's why I really enjoyed this. Toric Evolution features 4-player split screen multiplayer, so you have up to 4 on the GameCube and Xbox, and 2 players for the PS2. So I had it on Xbox, and we could play, me, my 2 cousins and my brother just used to play this. It had 13 multiplayer maps, several of which contained dinosaur AI robots. So we just used to play multiplayer, trying to kill each other while also trying to kill dinosaurs. And I don't know why, it was just so good. And you used to run around and collect guns. It was a bit like how, can you remember on Call of Duty they had, was it old school mode where the guns just used to be like hovering and you walk over it and you collect it? That's how this game used to be, which is pretty cool. You have to go around collecting ammo and shit. Anyway, that's Toric Evolution. I've probably explained that terribly. I'm going to have to include quite a lot of screenshots of all these games to explain what you do. The penultimate one, I've gone with Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. This, along with probably Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, are my favourite games of all time. I can hands down say I'd go back and play this. And do you know what makes it worse? Is I've got it on Steam, so I can go back and play it. I'm just trying to whip Steam up now. It was intended for... hang on. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey was from 2001, released for the Xbox. And it was the 3rd game made by Oddworld inhabitants. Me and my mum had played number 1 and 2, because they were side-scrolling games where you used to walk. You had these things. What was he? Was he a ramekin? Was that his name? What was Abe? Wow, there really isn't too much information about it. I'm not gonna lie. Abe was, I think it was a ramekin, something like that. So, taking place after the events of Abe's exodus, the story begins with a frog-like gabbit named Munch. So, we'll start with talking about Munch. Munch was this like little frog thing called gabbit. It basically had a face, was fucked up, but it had like a 3-pronged foot flipper thing where he just used to bounce along, and he was very slow unless you put him in a wheelchair, in which case he was fucking rapid and he used to go. I can't believe this. Oh no, he was Abe, on the other hand, was this sort of like he looked a lot more human, but obviously an alien with big eyes, and his mouth had been stitched because these things were called Mudokons. Yeah, the Mudokan hero Abe. There we go. But these were used as slaves by these henchmen people, and the Glucons, I think what their name. Oh no, the Glucon is Lulu. Okay, who are the bad guys? What were they called? Oh yeah, so Abe was able to spawn these shrooms that you'd use it to like get into doors and whatnot, and you used to have to go around and collect them, and you used to want to go. And I can't believe this is going wrong, but it'd help you get good karma. And then Munch, the little like flippy thing. This is the worst explanation of a game ever. So I was let me carry on with Abe. Throughout the levels, there were obviously these Mudokan slaves that you could say, "Come and help me," and they go, "Oh, hello, Abe. Okay," and you used to like collect like a mass army. There were more like there was like 6 of them that you used to like kill all the like henchmen, the little 2-footed alien things that used to walk around and shoot things. But Munch, on the other hand, couldn't speak to these because they didn't know the language. And also had these little fuzzles which were just like, you remember on Club Penguin, the little fuzzle things? Munch had them, and they were all brown, and you used to have to unlock them from the cages because he had an electric head, and he used to go. Just, I am trying to keep my cool here, but you used to unlock the cages and then have these follow him, and then they used to attack things as well. So both sort of characters, and you played as both characters. You'd often switch between the two, and you'd go and try and collect a mass army and beat the bad guys. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I ever played it to completion. I got stuck on so many levels; it was unbelievable. I think the hardest one I had to do is when you're in that sort of weird prison where you have to sort of go down and up and down and up and down and up, and it's quite a straight level, but there's things on either side and cages and things, and I can't remember. But yeah. So that was made in 2001. It was updated and made HD on Steam, so you can go back and play this as a proper HD game. It was that good. Let's see what sort of reception it had. So, it's received fair reviews from critics. More critical of the title, GameSpot gave it 7.9, stating Oddworld Munch's Odyssey is a very smart game with great puzzles, yet there's not enough variety in those puzzles to keep it completely entertaining throughout. Fair enough. IGN says it's 7.4, saying the final product comes off as anything but polished. What? And suffers a lack of variety and overabundance of repetition that keeps the game from truly shining like I wish it would. As much as I like the characters and the design of the new Munch game, I'm still hoping for the true spiritual sequel to My Good Old Abe. That's fair enough. If you're a big fan of the first ones, then I can see you wanted more of the platformer. Mate, it's been nominated for Best Xbox Story, Best Xbox Graphics, and Best Xbox Sound in 2001. And it had the #1 Best Characters in Abe. Yes. It's been given an Xbox Elite Award for Excellence, Best Show in Xbox Games in E3 2001, and then the Best Xbox Game, E3 2002. That's pretty cool. So it's a very good game. If you haven't, you must have heard of it at some point. If you haven't, go check it out. What's happening here on my PC? And last but not least, okay, how could I forget about these? I can't believe I forgot about them. The Tomb Raider series, all of them, every single one of them. My games of the century. Starting off in 1996, where the original Tomb Raider, I played that and Tomb Raider 2 and Tomb Raider 3 on PlayStation 1. I think because they all got released. Yeah, they all got releases on the PlayStation 1. And so yeah, I remember playing those. I remember having, it was a really cliffhanger at the end because your mate died or something. I can't remember. Like, I've seen people make videos like this where they talk about things and they know a lot about it because they've played it. I'm in a similar boat, but I can never remember everything because my memory's shit. So I have to explain things in my own way, and I apologise for that because it comes across as if I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I do. I can promise you I loved these as a kid. But yeah, Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3, I used to spend so long sitting up with my mum because she played all these. And we just used to sit and play this on PC and PlayStation. And I had Angel of Darkness. I think the main one in my head from being a kid was the Angel of Darkness. Because that's when it came out on PlayStation 2, the graphics were a bit better. But I had it on PlayStation 2 and I didn't really like it. I didn't like the vibe. I didn't really like that. It was a lot more, it was like it says, the Angel of Darkness. It was a bit more dark. It was a bit more roaming around the streets. But one of my favourite memories as a kid was sitting with my mum. It was like the school holidays or something. And we must have played it for hours upon hours one day. Like into the night. I remember being sat there with my mum, obviously. And it was so late and I should have been in bed because I was young. But we were just sat playing it and we just had so much fun. And then obviously the other ones came out. We had never really played them too often. Oh, Tomb Raider Legend I played a lot as well. I did play that one. Like I said, I have played all of these to 100% completion, to as much as I remember anyway. Obviously Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 being so old, I didn't think there was that much to do. It was just more complete the storyline, etc. And then other little bits like Angel of Darkness. Obviously me and my mum sat and completed that game. Hours and hours we spent on that. Then on my own I played Tomb Raider Legend and Tomb Raider Underworld, in which I completed that to 100%. Tomb Raider Legend I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that. It was a bit more like the Angel of Darkness was a bit darker. This one was a bit lighter. I like that. Underworld was very good, but it had like mythical beings in it. I know that past things had like weird things in them, but this was for me because I think it was because it was more HD because it was on the PlayStation 3. I don't know why, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as some of the previous ones. I don't know why, but I can remember not liking it as much. Still completed it regardless. And then that brings us on to the new sort of Tomb Raider trilogy. Tomb Raider from 2013, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Xbox One. So Tomb Raider, obviously you've got, that was released on PC, PS3 and Xbox 360. I've got the one on PS4, which was the definitive edition, which was obviously in a lot better quality. I've completed that, completed Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I'm yet to complete Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm going to have to spend quite a lot of time over this summer completing that because it's on PC and not PlayStation. I would prefer it on PlayStation, but for some reason I bought it on PC and I don't know why. But so this is what I'm sort of talking about. I've just read this. So the Angel of Darkness was originally the first in a trilogy that never came out. Its sequel was called The Lost Dominion, and while The Lost Dominion was undergoing preliminary development, the negative reception of the Angel of Darkness caused the entire trilogy to be scrapped. So what I do remember about the Angel of Darkness was it wasn't quite what Lara Croft and Tomb Raider had been about previous years. Like I said, there was a lot more happening on like street corners, and you had a crowbar and you had to go and break into someone's house, and it was a bit like, is this really what Tomb Raider was about? And so that's probably why I had the negative sort of opinion. I still like the game, don't get me wrong, but I think it was one of those I liked it more because I spent so much time with my mum, and that sort of had a big sort of play in it, big part in it. Let's see what the reception said, because they like adding that in. Received strong initial sales, mostly driven by an aggressive advertising campaign, and it placed 6th in the UK top 20 sales chart. This just said it had a negative review. Right, okay. So, the game's storyline received positive reviews. I can understand that, it was quite intriguing. Eurogamers called it a cut above most gaming fodder, and at the time it probably was. It was so in depth in terms of the storyline. But wow, Gamers Radar said it was bountiful but confusing and ultimately a GCSE standard creative writing. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the gameplay on the other hand was heavily criticised. Perry said that those aspects of the game pale in comparison to 90% of the PlayStation 2 adventure or action games. But it wasn't about trying to be better than anyone else, it was trying to keep it true to Tomb Raider. So anyway, and the graphics were a lot better. So anyway, like I said, it had mixed reviews. Angel of Darkness did, but yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of sat down. I'm going to record a second one in a few seconds time, so you'll see me in exactly the same thing that will be coming out in a few days time. So apologies if you're moaning about my greasy hair or my lack of sleep.